times are getting a little bit tough for activists within the industry because a lot of parent companies are no longer just greenlighting random projects for millions of dollars because they think it will fill a diversity quota out. We know, of course, that these activists are getting raked across the coals by gamers on social media, which also doesn't help their case. And now we're finding out that a very woke game studio, Iron Galaxy, has laid off a ton of their staff and they're seemingly going under. But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I do not like to revel in the fact that people are losing their jobs, but when you are so bad at your job that you cannot actually make any money or entertain anybody, you probably don't deserve to have that job. And we are talking about yet again another studio that has put an agenda first instead of just making entertainment. Video games are a form of escapism, and I believe that all video games should be just that. They should not exist to, fill a quota for a company. Oh, because behind the camera or behind the monitor we have 80% women and people of color, or on screen, oh well, our main character is a lesbian black woman or a crippled black man, something like this, right? We unfortunately do know that a lot of studios have these certain checklists. Even look at Microsoft, for example. They have given their developers lists of what your game should or should not do, like, is your female character as strong as the male character? Are they equal counterparts? Is your female character appropriately dressed for the task that she is undertaking? These are all things that are ridiculous that you really shouldn't have to worry about. You should just be making the game that you feel, of course, most passionate about, but that you also know there is an audience for. And these people over at a studio like Iron Galaxy aren't really focused on making games for gamers. They are more worried about making a statement. And there are tons of people in this world who just want to get people to listen to them and make a statement and change the world, right? And if that's really what you want to do, go for it. But that does not also mean that you instantly deserve support. And clearly, this voice that they want to have isn't working out well for them. So this is actually a story that is only just getting a bit of traction. The original article that talks about the layoffs was from about a month ago. I had not seen it. This has been sent to me though. Plenty of people want me to talk about it, so I definitely will. It says Iron Galaxy lays off 66 developers in a last resort life-saving effort. So the developer Iron Galaxy has eliminated 66 positions across its development and support teams. I don't know why, but this wording's always funny to me. We eliminated them. The studio, which created Rumbleverse and has helped develop the recent Last of Us remasters, explained it's made sacrifices over the years to protect its teams from the layoff waves. I had just talked about Until Dawn, the studio that did like the half remake, half remaster that basically nobody purchased, also is effectively closed because Sony didn't want to give them any more money to continue developing the game or to put out patches or things like that. And this is just what's going to happen to a lot of studios, especially ones that focus on remasters, because I believe that we are getting to the end of the kind of remaster wave. It worked for a long time for studios, and I'm sure that we are still going to see plenty coming out, but there's only so many games that you can remake and remaster. I mean, hell, look at what's gone on with Naughty Dog and Sony, right? They've been focused on making a million Last of Us remakes and remasters, and while they do sell okay from what we understand, they can't remake or remaster them again, so they're going to have to move on to something else. And well, each studio only has so many games in its backlog, and as time has gone on, a lot of the love and hype for remasters has really died off. So I can't say I'm particularly shocked to see the studio that's never really made anything super big themselves, or the remasters that have been highly criticized as going under. That's not particularly shocking, especially given the state of the industry where there are so many studios that are struggling right now. But we know that they are not just passionate people in the industry who are having a hard time. No, these are people that want to have a voice. They want to make a big difference. Their webpage has tons of different DEIA commitment pages where they're highlighting voices of people that work there. And one name that you are going to see most often is the co-CEO Chelsea Blasco. You might be thinking to yourself, what has she done in the industry? And unfortunately, not a lot of good. I've actually talked about some of the articles that she has been a part of in the past, and here are just some of them. Chelsea Blasco, CEO of Iron Galaxy, discusses her career in gaming and how she got there. I don't know. One would assume that she got there by actually being talented and passionate, which might have been the case. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is what she has been focused on in the past are articles like this. Toxicity in gaming is rampant. This nonprofit is fighting back to take this, is celebrating 10 years of fostering inclusive, safe, and collaborative spaces for everyone in the gaming community. And I say this all the time, true diversity and true inclusivity that are done naturally are amazing things. I want everybody who wants to be able to make games and write stories to do just that. But we should not be hiring people based on the color of their skin or their gender. We should be hiring people based on their talents and their merits, and that's just not happening a lot anymore. We've also got from VentureBeat, Iron Galaxy on diversity, inclusion, and its rise in LGBTQ plus staff, and Iron Galaxy's commitment to a nurturing workplace with Chelsea Blasco as a bonus episode. And sure, I want everybody to be able to go to work and feel safe and feel comfortable, and those things are all great, but you do still need to be making really good content, and that's not really what's happening here. They're going to work and they're making products that really nobody wants, or else they would be more well-known, they would be more successful. I mean, this is all over their webpage, highlighting voices, building an inclusive culture. Their commitment is video games are a product of the people who create them. We believe that diversity is essential to the success of companies like ours. Iron Galaxy is committed to improving our industry with inclusive development processes. And since we have found out the news that they are really struggling, of course, there's been a couple comparisons. I had covered this topic just a few days ago, but we know this studio known for their anti-capitalist games has been shut down by their publisher just 2 weeks before their newest game comes out, and Rainbreaker, which is the name of their title, looks abysmal. You are fighting oppression and destroying the elites, and you're, taking back your city. Like, these are things that would never make me want to swipe my credit card on a video game, and it's no wonder why they got shut down, because they are creating propaganda first and fun entertainment second. But with the Iron Galaxy situation, it does feel kind of similar, though gamers are just pointing and laughing like, what in the ever-living fuck am I looking at? Shutting it down just isn't good enough. Yeah, this is Rumbleverse. It clearly was supposed to be like a more stylized Fortnite. It was supposed to have like a massive array of characters doing different things. It just looks like an absolute cringe fest, at least in my opinion. And I don't know who in their right mind would download this and play it. That's just me, though. I'm obviously not the target audience for this, but who really was? Now they can all go to Microsoft to destroy one of their IPs. I've never even heard of this studio, and these parasites expect us to feel bad for them when these were the same people who sent us death threats and tried to get us fired from our day jobs just for wanting a good game free of propaganda. Get woke, go broke. Someday they will start to realize that, but it will probably be too late already. So yes, we are finding out that another activist studio is seemingly struggling right now. I will be keeping my eye on this to see if they make any statements or if they get a little bit upset at the fact that they are being pointed and laughed at by gamers at this point. And again, while I do not revel in the fact that people are losing their jobs, if you suck at your job and you're not making content that people want, you probably don't deserve to have it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.